which is what you're going to expect to get a really good deal. But it looks pretty well maintained. It doesn't look terrible. It doesn't look really ugly. Really secluded. I mean, look at all this bamboo. It's gorgeous, man. The gringos back home, they just do not understand how gorgeous Medellin is if they haven't been here. So far so good on this one, and this area is absolutely perfect. We are just maybe 3 blocks from the Golden Mile right here. We're just a couple blocks from La Strada, walking distance. It is uphill and downhill here. It's quite hilly, but you're so close, I don't really think it matters. But you got this nice little stream right here. Probably can't see it, but I can hear it. And just really gorgeous. The building is a little older, but I think it's definitely worth exploring.
¿Cómo estás? Mucho gusto, Alejandra.
Habla.
Bueno, vamos por ahí.
Elevator looks nice. Oh, it looks really nice. Boy, they definitely redid the elevator. That's great. You can see what I look for first. First and foremost, I'm looking at the driveway. I'm looking at the landscaping. I'm looking at the exterior of the building. Then the next thing I'm looking for is the garage. How nice, how well kept, how clean. Then I look at the elevator. How new, how well kept does it look? Then I'm looking at the hallway. See how this is really clean. This is immaculate. So that's what I'm looking for in chronological order once I get to a property. And I'm also looking at the little things like the numbers on the doors. See how they're more modern? So they've definitely changed that. The HOA, they've definitely redone this elevator. So the HOA is really paying attention to this building. They're doing a really good job. Look at this. See, they've remodeled this. This is not original. So maybe this homeowner did. Maybe because this is obviously upgraded. So that's another thing I'm looking at. This guy's already remodeled this apartment, so that's great. Size and ask price. 85. What's the price? 330. Okay, so basically what that's all about is the reason we're looking at this because Sebastian thought this might be a good Airbnb. To be very, very clear, to do this by the book in Medellin, you have to have a 70% or 60% majority of the owners in the building vote to allow the building to do short term, and then there's some rules and regulations that you have to abide by. This is a complete guess, but I'd say 50% of the Airbnb rentals, they're not doing that. There's really no major penalty that I know of other than just pissing off your neighbors. I wouldn't suggest doing that, but different strokes for different folks. So that's why we're looking at this unit, because generally 85 square meters is not a unit that I'd look at. Wow, 3-bedroom. Man, actually, this would be great if you could do Airbnb here. It'd be awesome. Now I've got my Airbnb hat on, just to clarify. And when I look at apartments for Airbnb, I look at them just like a hotel room. So for me, you're buying a hotel room. You're not buying an apartment. If I was doing this specifically for Airbnb, I would definitely leave the 3 bedrooms. That would be really good. And these bedrooms are small, but again, for Airbnb, that's not a big deal. And this is a primo location. So you've got an in-suite bathroom here, which we could remodel super, super easy. I would leave this trim, this is fine. I'd have to redo this tile, but I'd keep the shower door, probably keep the toilet. I'd keep the vanity, I'd just redo the cover in the sink, or redo the countertop in the sink. I'd probably just leave that. You've got a nice little walk-in closet here. I mean, I would leave this bedroom pretty much as is. I'd redo the baseboards. I'd repaint. I'd redo the crown. not redo, but I'd paint the crown. The benefit is for most Airbnb rentals here in Medellin, they're so small and they're in a building that is just, it's like a hotel. So you really don't have an end buyer other than another investor. That's why I love something like this if you could Airbnb it, because you've got so many exit strategies. You could either sell this to an owner occupant or you could sell it to another investor. And then this is perfect little setup here. You've got another little bedroom. I mean, this is a teeny bedroom, but I mean, again, Airbnb, all they need is just a bed, and you got a nice little closet right here.
Sí.
Digamos que esos son los que menos llaman la atención.
This is weird. I don't know how you can have a bedroom without a closet. So she could just put in a closet right there with the TV. And full bath here. Obviously, we could redo that. You've got a kitchen here. So you got your typical enclosed kitchen. Actually, let me look at the view. I haven't seen the view yet. You can kind of see the mountain. Definitely nice and peaceful though. You don't have a great view right here, but it's just so nice and quiet. So what would I do here? Let's think about this. Boy, what would I do? This is tricky. It would be tough to open this up because on this side, you can't demo this because this is your column for your electrical. You could move that, but that's going to be expensive. This, you're going into that other bathroom. This, you're going into the other bedroom. This is a challenge. Let's see here. Generally, I'm working with so much more space that I'd have to look at this floor plan with Joaquin and see how we could just re-engineer this kitchen, because I wouldn't want to touch any of that stuff, because I want to keep my rehab budget just down to an absolute minimum. I might just leave it, honestly, and just leave the kitchen kind of enclosed. Just leave the cabinets. Just redo the backsplash and the countertop. Just redo the floors in here. And I might just call it a day. I mean, I could probably be out in and out of here for, in US, probably 15 grand US. Maybe not even that. That's excluding furnishing. You'd have to be furnished. But. All right. So they're selling because they want to take the money and invest into something else. Oh, they want to parlay it into something more expensive. So they're obviously looking to sell this so they can, it's an owner occupant, I'm guessing, that wants maybe an upgraded place.
She had it for investment, this place. Now she wants to invest in another place that is bigger.
How long she owned it?
She may have had it for 15 years.
Right. And how long she had it on the market for sale?
Around 6 months.
6 months. Okay, so she's negotiable on the price.
Yeah. They started at 360, now it's 330.
It's 330 now?
Yeah.
Okay, good. All right, so we just got done with that apartment. I'm going through the numbers in my mind, and I just don't see how you could get more than, I mean, maybe $1,200 a month. I would say maybe $1,000 even, to be safe on that long term. And again, I can't really speak to Airbnb because I've never done it before, or short-term rentals. I would never advise someone to make an investment on something that they could or maybe could not do. It does give someone the opportunity to invest in the best area in Medellin. This is probably one of literally the best streets in Medellin. It allows you to get in for under 100,000 US. You could, if you bought right, you'd have to negotiate obviously, but you could get them down to a point where you could do the renovations and you could furnish that place and be all in for under $100,000. You'd probably get maybe $1,000 a month on a long-term rental, maybe a little more furnished, maybe $1,200. So you're still at a 1% RV ratio, but you've got pretty much the exact same costs to run an apartment here or a rental as you would a single family home back in the States, with the exception of HOA. And the HOA on this property I think was $500,000, so that would be maybe $150, $170. If you just paid cash, you're probably getting a net 6% on that annually. I wouldn't invest in anything where I couldn't make between 8 to 12 net. I wouldn't suggest anyone doing what I wouldn't do myself, really. And I know that there's so many people that come down here, you know, they have about 100 grand and they buy like a little teeny 50 square meter, they end up painting themselves into a corner where they're not getting the returns and they can't sell the property. That's really the bottom line. So if you are one of those people that are in that situation where you got about 100 grand, I would way rather see you buy something like this, even though you probably only get maybe a 6% return on a long-term rental. If you don't like that 6% return in the future, or maybe you want to roll the dice and do Airbnb and try to get a 12 or 15% return, but your exit strategy, you can sell to another investor or you can sell to an owner-occupant. So that's why I'm going to put this up on the Facebook page, but again, I'm not going to put it up on the website.